Today, Dundalk TV is with Bruce Ebert, and we are at the Kelso Drive Courthouse. And Bruce, you just had a hearing, so what happened?
I was alleged to have struck a police officer, which I didn't, which a police officer had struck me. And in a retail outlet on the Main Street in Dundalk Shopping Center, I went in there with a bag that had merchandise from a different store at a different location in Merritt Shopping Center. And he asked to see my bag. I'm friends with most of the staff members, and they trust me and like me. Usually it's no problem. He asked to see my bag, but he wasn't polite. He didn't identify himself as a store employee or any type of public safety person. Not a security guard, nothing. And he wanted to see what was in the bag. I carry a bag now because all the retail outlets are charging for a bag. So I had a bag, a red bag from Wise. I had other merchandise that I bought at a different shopping center. Same kind of store. And when I went to pay for similar merchandise at that store, I was accused of stealing merchandise. And I argued with the clerk. Well, I argued with someone that didn't even identify as an employee of the store or any type of security. No bag, no uniform, nothing. Said I want to see the bag. And I said, you're not seeing my bag. This is all merchandise from a different place. The receipt is either in that or my wallet. And we struggled for the bag. He's bigger than me and knocked me over the counter. I weigh about 144 pounds, 5'9", it's a motor. He was well over 200 pounds and tall. Knocked me over the counter. And the clerk, young guy, probably mid to late 20s, because I always talk to him because I always kid around with him. He had really nice hair, kind of like a red-brown hair. And he saw it. He said, I saw it. I said, so he knocked me over the counter, stuff flying all over the place. The person assaulted me, even though I didn't steal anything. I was paying for the merchandise. So go outside. I said, fine, I'm not gonna argue. I'll call 911. And he came out of the store and yelled obscenities at me, back and forth, over and over again. I said, I tell you what, talk that way when the police get here. When they got there, I kind of gave them a hard time because they took so long. I said, you guys certainly took long enough. So they had an attitude. So I said, go in the store, talk to the clerk, talk to the owner, and go and look at the tape. All those stores are taped. Look at the video. And they wouldn't. And I gave them a hard time. At that point, I got animated, like this. And he took that as a threat. Well, it wasn't a threat. My hands weren't. I didn't take a swing. Then my hands weren't clenching a fist. And so this police officer, I asked to speak to a supervisor. So anyway, he punched me in the chest. I'm on the ground, and he tased me. I'm calling a lawyer that had represented me before, Mike Mafano. He heard him tase me. So then I'm transported from there to Bayview. And they wouldn't even let me take my bag, which is my property. They said, well, we'll take it to your property. You're not going on my property. I don't trust you guys. And then they said, well, you can't have it. I said, well, take it over to the Historical Society. I remember that. Give it to them and they'll hold it to it tomorrow. And from there it unrolled. I was charged with assaulting a police officer, which I did when she assaulted. And I was assaulted by a member of somebody in the store and came out and said I'm banned from the store. So then I'm arrested. And it wasn't, they could have released me on my own recognizance from Precinct 12. Instead, they sent me up to Towson, to the Towson jail. I was in there for 3 days. 3 days. Should never happen. And I never got my property back. I went on a Wednesday and didn't get out till Friday. And they had my personal property that I never got back. And I argued to get it back. And it took 3 days to get my own personal property back. I don't know what was in there. Well, I do know what was in there. Cell phone, a wallet, that had the information for it.
Okay,
never
well
said-
that's a horrible experience. So let's tie it into what happened today. So you
So-
told us what happened, but what happened today?
So it went to court. Today was the day, 1 o'clock, the district court on Kelso Drive. And my attorney, I told him to a dismissal because they didn't have all the information. The police officer didn't show up. The story, from what I understand, my attorney, my private attorney that I paid for, said a state's attorney refused, didn't want the clerk that he assaulted or the clerk that assaulted me to show up. What's going on here?
What's the U-turn? I didn't
So-
go around the lot.
So my attorney wanted to. So that's at least 60 days. If you assault a police officer, it could become a felon. And it's still pushing. The public defender didn't show up. Nobody from the store showed up. Nobody that even witnessed what happened. So they wanted me, so we decided, I said, dismiss it. Dismiss the case. File for dismissal. I had a case that was dismissed about a month ago that there was wrong information.
And this kind of ties into this too. It all
So
started.
I'm here today.
I've been following this story
And
since
he
2021
He wanted me.
of you having problems with Baltimore County Police.
Not all of them, but now.
I didn't say all of them.
they-
I said Baltimore County Police,
So
meaning the
now-
department.
They've got a target on my back because I've given them a hard time. Because I've spoken out with what they're doing. They were completely out of control.
Okay, now let's get to the judgment. So what was the judgment
So the
today?
judge basically, so my lawyer didn't want me to say anything. He said, I'll do all the talking. Which finally, the decision he made with the state's attorney, they put it on a stead. Stead means it's on an inactive docket. As long as I don't get in trouble anymore, they won't enforce it. But they also want me to go to psychiatric evaluation, do public service. I'm not going to do either one of them. I'm not the guilty part. The people that were guilty, the police officer that assaulted me, tased me with a taser, and the clerk that assaulted me. Nothing happened to them. They didn't show up. Where's the investigation at? This is ridiculous. Listen, I don't need psychiatry is in the next section.
Okay. Well, Dundalk TV is going to continue to follow this, just like we've been following what's been happening to you since 2001. So I wish the court case would have worked out better today. I wish they would have dismissed it because, as far as I'm concerned, they should have. They didn't have any witnesses here. They don't have any kind of video evidence or anything. Well, the only thing they want to do is say, oh, okay, well, we'll just have Mr. Ebert go to psychological evaluation. And I'm afraid with doctors, they'll do anything that they're paid and told to say because they're making money, and I don't trust them at all. So that's why I was here today. I was here for support of you, and also I was here that if they needed someone to speak on your behalf about you, who knows you, I was here for that.
All right, and one other thing is that I even said to her, I said, Judge, will you grant me some discretion? She listened to me a little bit. I said, I'm angry, but that doesn't mean I got psychological. And when you look at the history of changes in our country, in the world, is there people that are angry enough to stand up against what's going on.
Yes, well, I respect you for that. So
Thank you.